creators of The Lord of the Rings of Power Season 2, Patrick McKay and J.D. Payne, give an explanation of what happens to King Durin in the climactic climax and his encounter with the Balrog. The popular Lord of the Rings series on Prime Video came to an end, marking the conclusion of its second season. Prince Durin and his father's conflict reached a breaking point. The series returned in August. In the second season finale of The Rings of Power, the younger Durin approaches the king before the Balrog breaks them apart. King Durin eventually perishes after lunging an axe at the hideous creature. The picture of King Durin leaping toward the Balrog was initially intended for Season 1, according to McKay and Payne, who discuss how this pivotal moment for the character came to be in The Rings of Power Season 2 finale in a recent interview with Deadline. McKay says that the scene was difficult solely on a technical level in terms of lighting and the set they had constructed, in addition to making it work from a storytelling standpoint and seeming earned. McKay and Payne have stated that they approached The Rings of Power with a 5-season storyline in mind, despite the fact that the show's third season has not yet been announced. The entire Khazad-dûm may be in danger in the upcoming episodes due to the Balrog's arrival, which has been hinted at since Season 1. This was revealed in the Season 2 finale. The waking of this beast causes the Mines of Moria to be finally abandoned, as shown in The Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship of the Ring 2001. This huge dwarf evacuation may take place in Season 3. As McKay explains, King Durin III's sacrifice has bought Khazad-dûm some time, but the demise of this mighty country is inevitable. In The Rings of Power Season 3, Durin IV will probably face challenges similar to those faced by his father, namely, adjusting to his new position as king and maybe fending off the ring's evil magic. The Balrog is set to play a considerably bigger part in Season 3 and beyond after lurking as a menace in the background for the most of the first 2 seasons due to Durin II's too eager and deep digging. Throughout The Rings of Power Season 2, Durin I has largely played the role of antagonist, turning hazardous for everyone around him when he dons the ring. Even if Khazad-dûm's entire realm is now doomed due to his corruption, his last moments on screen demonstrate that he is ultimately a sorrowful man. In the end, his love for his people triumphed, and he removed the ring and offered himself as a sacrifice, maybe ending more tragedies. Season 2's dwarf plot has been one of its strongest points overall, and Durin I's demise over the entire season is evidence of how formidable these rings of power are and how destructive they can be. The TV format has made it possible for Khazad-dûm's demise to come gradually and forebodingly, as well as for both Durins to develop into interesting and multifaceted personalities. Even if The Lord of the Rings of Power still raises a lot of issues, Durin I's deeds, both good and bad, will undoubtedly have a significant impact.